friends, welcome to the next episode of DotVVM Minutes. Last time I was showing a demo how to inform a user about a progress of a long-running operation using SignalR and custom JS module. And today I would like to show you the same thing using the new business pack messaging components. We have a new NuGet package in DotVVM Business Pack called Business Pack Messaging, and it allows you to interact and communicate with SignalR hubs on the server without writing any JavaScript code. For those of you who didn't see the last episode, I will show the demo first, so I can upload some images in my application, and once I do that, I can select what sizes I want for the resulting images, and it will produce me a version of each image in these sizes. So I will click on the start processing, and because this operation takes some time, I'm showing the progress of how the resizing is going on. So now I see it's finished, and I can download my files in a zip file, so it's prepared for me. Here you can see each image is in the 3 sizes I selected at the beginning. And this progress bar is like changing its state based on the notification it's getting from a SignalR hub. And in the last episode, I had a piece of JavaScript code which was responsible for like connecting to the SignalR hub and listening for the messages, report progress, and applying these changes in the view model. In this episode, I will show you how to do it with Business Pack Messaging. The default page is the same as the last time, so there is a file upload control, the selector of the image sizes, and here on the second step I have this background operation progress, which is the progress bar displaying the content. And this piece is also same as in the last time, so I have some state object which tells me like a description of the current operation, whether it is completed, whether there is any error, and percentage from 0 to 100, so you will know in which state the progress bar should be. The structure of this object is a bit different than last time. I had to put these changing properties to this state object, but otherwise, like, I'm passing the same information. Just I split this thing in 2 objects. We will see why in a few seconds. And so this state is changed. It's replaced by the new current state of the operation, and that's why the progress bar is changing, because basically I'm setting the width to the percentage with this percent. So this will affect the state of the progress bar, and also changing the colors. If the operation is completed without errors, I'm setting the success. Otherwise, I'm setting a danger color. It would be red. So that's my component. And last time I had here the JavaScript module which connected to the SignalR hub, registered for the status notifications for the current operation ID, and then listened for calls to a report progress method. So when my service here was calling this report progress method, the JavaScript code was invoked, and it basically took this progress object and applied the changes to the view model. And I can do this with the Business Pack Messaging NuGet package. So if you look at Manage NuGet Packages, if you have purchased DotVVM Business Pack, you can see I have DotVVM Business Pack Messaging package here. And this package gives me 2 additional components. First is MessagingConnection, which basically tells whenever this component is included in the page, keep this SignalR connection to this URL open. And I will show you one trick very soon. But basically it tells connect to this SignalR hub. And if you get this message handler, then say if a report progress method would be called, do this action. So I'm basically passing a lambda here. So I say I will get a 1 parameter of type background operation state, and when it comes, I will apply to this state property. That's why I had to split this background operation progress object in 2, because if I would want to patch myself, I would have to write this equals the new state, which is not permitted. Yeah, because underscore this is just a read-only variable. So that's why I took the properties which are changing and expose them as a separate object, so I can write state equals the new state I get from the SignalR hub. So these 4 lines of code will do the same thing as the JS module I had in the last episode. And the business pack messaging, it's a separate package. It doesn't, it's not very big, so it should be pretty easy to use these components, even if you are not using the rest of the .vvm business pack. Of course, you can register multiple handlers. It has many other features. You can respond to events, like if you are connected or disconnected, you can also catch these events. And also there is an API where you can, from the static commands, you can invoke methods in the server side hub. And there is one little trick, because after the connection is established, I need to tell the SignalR hub that I'm only interested in the status changes in the notifications which belong to this operation. So I could do that. I would connect normally to this URL, to just this URL, and then I would call a server-side methods like subscribe in the hub, and I would tell, okay, register me in this group with this operation ID. I can do this using the query string also while I'm getting connected. So it will be simpler, because I will join the group operation ID immediately once the connection is established. So I don't need to do 2 steps. I can join that in just 1 step. And this works because this component is used like this. Here is this data context equals progress. By default, when the page is loaded, this is set to null. So this component will not exist in the page. So the connection would not be established, because the control is not part of the page. Once the progress will be set to some value, it will not be null, it will have some object, then this component appears in the page, and that's when the messaging connection would be established and the operation ID would already be like present in this object. And when you finish the operation, you can, in the main page, you can set progress to null, which will automatically disconnect the connection, because this component will disappear from the page. You could do the same trick using also the include in page property. So you can use either data context or include in page. In principle, it works the same way. The SignalR hub needs to look like this. I need to override this onConnected async, look in the query string for the operation ID parameter, and add the client immediately to this group operation ID toString to lower. So I'm doing this not when the user calls the subscribe method. I'm doing this only when the user connects to the hub actually. And this SignalR background operation context, which I was showing the last time with this report progress, report error, report success methods. Here I did a slight change. Previously I was like passing an array of parameters, but now in this new API I can just say report progress and pass 1 parameter, second, third, and so you can put any number of parameters you actually want. So you don't need to wrap it in the array. You can use it like normally. So I'm calling report progress and passing this state object. And on the other end, on the client, I'm just getting this 1 parameter state, and I can do whatever I need with this state. So that's how it works. And you can compare this sample to the previous version, which was using JavaScript. Here I don't need any a single line of JavaScript code. You can see there are only C# classes and dot HTML files. Nothing, no JavaScript here in the www root. There are only like Bootstrap and jQuery, which are basically because I'm using the Bootstrap CSS styles, but nothing else, no JavaScript involved. And the last thing you need to do to register this business spec messaging components is to add options add business spec messaging in the .vvm startup file. So in the configure services method, add options add business spec messaging. And of course, in startup, you need to configure this SignalR background operations hub, but this is just normal standard SignalR way of doing things. So of course you have some hub, you need to register it as a normal SignalR hub. I hope this demo was useful to you, and let us know in the comments if you prefer the new business spec messaging components or the JavaScript modules. The JavaScript modules are of course much more universal, you can do anything with them. Business spec messaging is limited only to like a basic interaction with SignalR hubs. On the other hand, it's still quite powerful because you can respond to like messages called from server, and you can also call call methods in your hubs. So it should be quite useful for many scenarios. So I hope you enjoyed this demo. Leave us some comments, and see you next time at DotVVM Minutes.